Hello, beautiful people. This is a review of the Gas One portable stove. As you can see, we don't have any lights right now, so I said, hey, let's pull out the stove because I needed to make some breakfast and warm up some milk for the baby. Perfect timing to make a review of this gas portable stove that I have had on reserve for well over 3 years, and it finally came in handy. I purchased this stove from Home Depot for $27. As you can see here, it comes with 4 cans of butane fuel and extended warranty and instructions on if you need help. Here's the handy dandy portable case that it comes in. You can only hold 1 can of fuel in the case, and that's if it's in the stove. We're going to get started with the setup, and this is what your can is going to look like. Here is where you insert the fuel can. Now this part is very important because it took us a few times of getting it wrong to figure this out, but you have to make sure you get your can where the arrow is pointing because there is a slit there that has to be in the right position to allow for it to fit properly. Also, an indicator that the fuel tank is not in correctly is if your stove does not ignite. Once you have your fuel tank in and it's nice and secure, you go ahead and close that. And you want to pay attention to your ignition here. If your stove does not start automatically once you turn it on the ignition position, it's probably because you have your fuel tank in improperly. The heat adjustment works fairly easy on this stove. This lever is to secure and release the fuel can. And this is what you'll see in here when you are clicking it back and forth. I'm going to do a quick demonstration while cooking breakfast on the stove. It's probably best to use cast iron. And I say that because you're working with direct fire and not an electric range. I bought this small cast iron skillet to have specifically on hand to use with this portable stove in case for any reason we're out camping or we had to go on the run and we needed to take the stove with us. It was probably under $10 at the time. So since I am home, I'm going to be using a few other pots. In this small pot, I am making some grits in just to demonstrate how well the stove works. After it comes to a boil, I'm just going to turn it down to simmer and set it to the side when it's completely done so that I can make the next item, which will be some pancakes. So I'm going to start with some coconut oil. Coconut oil is amazing, especially if you're out camping or if you have to go on the run with this stove because it's great on your cast iron. It's going to keep it nice and rust free and clean. And it also tastes great if you're making pancakes. You can use it in whatever it is you're cooking. It's easily transportable. It can go from cold to hot to warm to liquid to solid, and it'll all still be perfectly fine to use, which is why I love coconut oil. But these are my pancakes on this portable stove in my cast iron skillet that turned out really well. Now I'm going to make some eggs, and since I am home, I'm going to use some butter. I made this breakfast and it didn't take very long at all. I would suggest you getting something like this to use in case there's ever a power outage or you have to camp out for any reason. It's very affordable. You can get this for less than $30. It's worth it and it's easy to use. It's best to have these prep items in case you ever need them, even if you have them and they sit for years, like this portable stove sat in our home for years, but it actually did end up coming in handy when we least expected it. So in addition to this, you want to make sure you have some pots and pans that are portable. Also, you want to make sure you have some matches and a lighter and some type of cooking oil. Let me know what you all think. Have you been prepping? Do you have one of these stoves? What is your impression of them? I want to thank you all for watching and listening. Be blessed.